does that show that you're answerable to someone who is higher than you all? One of the things that we don't even know as women is that the God that we serve, that sees how people treat us, right? He says he prepares a table for you in the presence of your enemies. Many times we want to be the one to show people who we are. We don't allow God decorate us. We don't allow him embellish us. We want to prove that, you can say one, I can say 10. Let God be the one to embellish your life. Nobody can belittle you when you're doing great. When your business is flourishing, your career, you're being promoted, you're receiving awards, you're getting accolades, you're on the faces of newspapers. Nobody, no in-law, I promise you, will treat you bad. Wait for God to be the one to embarrass you with his goodness. And you see the same people who spoke ill about you are the same people who will come looking for your eye of favor. It's always a question of time, but we never want to be patient. Intentional wife, patience is your answer. Patience is your answer. It's hard, but you have the grace. Another question. How do you feel husband does not communicate, especially when the wife is a talker? Have you learned your husband's personality trait? We've got work to do, women. Intentional women. We have work. What's your husband's personality type? Is he melancholic? Is he sanguine? Is he phlegmatic? Is he choleric? Most women don't know. You don't have a clue. But you want your marriage to work. How's that possible? So you may be sanguine, and this guy is melancholic. He internalizes things. So I'm choleric, and my husband is phlegmatic. At the point when it was like we were rocking, I had to go do some research. Why are we no longer getting along? And I realized my personality trait, I'm too forceful. I am all about action. I don't talk about the things that I want to do, I just do. And when I read about his traits, I realized, oh my goodness, they have ways with words. They procrastinate, the direct opposite of me. But you know what I realized? Kofi Shika. For the benefit of those who don't understand Yoruba, he wasn't trying to be wicked. It is just his personality type. He is a procrastinator. Doesn't mean he doesn't love you. He doesn't mean he is not conscious of the things that he needs to get done. But his personality trait conditions him to naturally procrastinate. Oh, Tokwe, you are too much. Tokwe, you when we were just even deliberating on something and you've gone ahead to do it. Right? You've gone ahead. You've not even waited for anyone. Can't you just chill and consult me? That's what I used to hear when I first got married. And then I had to take a step back. Oh, go easy a little bit, girl. My husband's personality type demands that I consult with him before I do things. So I used to think that I was a hero. Oh yeah, I've sorted that out. Yes, I employed this person. Yes, I there's food. Oh, and the house is clean and tidy, and I've done this and I've done that, and I used to take pride in that. But then I realized that my husband likes to talk. His love language is to talk. And so I'm busying myself about thinking that that is what gives me the stripes on my shoulders. But what he wants to do is just hold a conversation with me. Can we just learn to be that bone? And that bone, the structure that the bone provides is that she's researched and she's found out what his personality type is. And she's the bigger person. You, the woman, you're always the bigger person. Who's taking that step to say, you know what, I recognize that you really don't like it when I'm up and about. I'll take a chill pill. Can you be that woman? Rather than thinking it's your way or the highway. God bless you. How do you cope with an almost impossible and nonchalant husband who abandons his financial obligations to you? That's hard. I know. Or could it be that your purpose in that is to help him? And hold on a minute, this is what I mean. I know it sounds irresponsible for him to abandon his financial obligations, but have you considered it to the point where maybe it's a generational thing? Have you looked at his siblings? Have you started noticing some patterns? And sometimes we're sent to kind of help people out of spiritual slaughter. Have you considered that? Don't get angry with him. The enemy is after your mind. He's not after your money. He's after your husband's mind too. Can you ask God to just help you maintain sanity? Because I have counseled people who this was their problem, and through the conduct of the wife, through nudging him in the right direction, it wasn't a 1 month thing, it wasn't a 1 year thing, but eventually there were changes. It's painful, it's hard, but we have grace available, and this is why I love forums like this, where women are supporting each other. You'd find somebody who would uphold you when you want to lose your mind. Okay? And then sometimes, my sister, a man may behave like he doesn't care about the financial obligations because he doesn't have. Sometimes it's a coping mechanism because he doesn't have. Alright? So it's not like he doesn't see that the kids' fees need to be paid. He doesn't know where he wants to get the money from, and so he turns in another direction. So can we pray these men too into the fulfillment of destiny? We're too angry with them to pray with them so many times. I realize that the times when I've been so mad at my husband, I have not prayed for him. We need to pray for them. When we pray for them and it is well with them, it will be well with us. Somebody asked, why is it always the woman? It means you missed the first part. You're the one who gives structure. Adam did not know what he was missing. The same way most men are oblivious. So when we were having challenges in my marriage, my husband would say, what's the problem now? If he sees me reading a book, he'd be like, what's wrong again? What did I do again? And I'm looking at him like, your marriage is practically over. And here you are saying, everything is okay. Everything is not fine. Yeah? Most men are oblivious to what's going on. We are the ones, we're intuitive. We see things that they don't see. And as such, we would be the one to make these changes. We would be the one to recognize it. We will be the one to help the marriage through the changes. It is your pride and joy, after all. It is your home that you're building. The wise woman builds. It's easy to be nonchalant. That's what the Bible says about tearing down. The wise woman builds. The foolish one is the one who tears down. If you are not building, so imagine a building carcass. Anyone who is an architect here knows that, or a builder knows that when you build and you don't finish it up and you leave it, it begins to deteriorate. Same thing with marriage. If you're not adding value to it, if you're not adding things to spice it up, if you're not making improvements, it will deteriorate. It doesn't stay stagnant. Building is hard, but that is our core. How can one overcome getting irritated and moody for no reason? Feeling sensitive, pushing loved ones. We need to pray yourself out of this. You need to pray yourself out of this. Yeah. A woman controls the atmosphere in her home. When I come in through that front door of my house and I've got a frown on my face, it starts with the maids. All of a sudden they're not joking with me, they've got a straight face. Nobody's talking. My children too. Mommy's in a bad mood. When I come in and I'm excited and I'm joking and I'm dancing and everything, you see my maids, you see everybody in the house dancing. I realize that I influence so